Welcome to episode 4 of our Simly 2D Basics for the Beginner. If you have not watched episode 1 to episode 3, I think you should go ahead and watch it so that you have a better understanding of this episode 4. Now, for the sole purpose of illustrating the particular tool we are going to be looking at, which is the tool of operations of Simly 2D, I needed to create a pattern quickly. I created this front basic block using the Helen Joseph Armstrong's method. Subsequently, in this Simly 2D series for beginner, I'm going to take you through how you can actually create this. And by that time, you would have gone through episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so that you'll be able to understand how to use all these pattern drafting tools of Simly 2D. If you're just landing on this particular video, I'm doing a series on Simly 2D basics, how to use each of the Simly 2D pattern drafting tools. I talked about how to use these point tools. I talked about the line tools in episode 1. I talked about the curve tools in episode 2. I talked about the arc tools in episode 3. So this is episode 4 and we are going to be talking about these tools when it has to do with operations. You can only use these tools when you already have a pattern in place. Even though we've not drafted a full pattern, I do have a video where I took you through how to draft a pattern. But if you're new to Simly 2D and you're watching these episodes, we've not drafted a full pattern yet. But it is good to know that under operations, you need to have a pattern to actually operate with and to work with. And the very first one we're going to look at is this right here. But before you can use this, you need to create what I called groups. If you open your Simly 2D and you have this kind of thing on your layout on this right side, there's nothing showing any group manager here. Now, to bring your group manager to actually show here where you form groups, you go to view and then you come down here and see group manager. You click on it and there you have it. So you click here group manager and that comes out. So groups are very good, especially if you're having a very busy looking pattern sample and you want to remove some things, you want to hide some things so that you will not be confused. That is where groups come in. So to form a group, you just go here to plus. If you click plus, this box comes out and then we can call it, let me call it arc group. And then we can leave the color black or we can change the color. Let's say I want to change my color to green and then I'll say okay. So I've created a group. To form another group, let's add a second group. Maybe we call this group lines. So it depends on you, whatever you want to do. You can call it whatever you want to call it, just to distinguish the two. Then maybe we'll give it another color, give this one red, and then it's okay. So let's say I want to hide some things here. That is when I now go to this, click on it, and then click on the things I want to hide. Maybe I want to hide this curve. I'll click on that. I'll click on that. I want to hide that. Then you can press your control key if you want to hide more than one thing. So I'll click on that. I want that to be hidden. Then maybe I don't want this, which other curve? This other curve. I'll click on it. And then which other one again? I think that is all the curve I need to hide. Okay, now once I do that and I click on enter, once I click on enter, I will now choose the group I want to hide it in. It's telling me lines. That is the one I highlighted. I'll say okay. Now, if you don't want that to show, you have to come here. See this eye symbol? If I click on it, see everything is hidden. Shey you see? Everything is hidden and it shows you all the things that are hidden there. These are all the things that are hidden there, you know. That makes it for you to be able to use your patterns without too many confusion, because sometimes it can become confusing if you have a complicated pattern, you have so many points, you have a lot of arcs, a lot of circles. So you can just remove some things and hide them, so that you'll be able to do what you want. And most times, if you want to extract your patterns, that will be in another video. But just to let you know, if you want to extract your pattern, it's better you hide some things so that when you're actually uh, picking out the outline for the pattern, you will not be confused at what to pick. So that is it for this particular symbol. So now let's go to, if you want to bring it back, you just go there and click on the eye again, and then everything comes back as you want it. So you can hide anything. You can hide these lines. You can hide even all this if it is too much, especially if it's something that you're not going to use subsequently. You can just click it and you hide it using the method I just showed you. So that is that for that. I think I would like to hide it again so that I do what I want to do. No, I probably will need it for the second one. Let me see. Yeah, I'll need some things. So let it be there. So that's it for the first one. Now, the second one is the rotating tool. Now, this particular tool, you can use it to rotate anything in any direction that you want. Once you click on it, you just highlight what you want to rotate. Let's say I want to rotate that to this section of this thing. So what I will do, I will just highlight it, press enter, and then look for the point I'm going to use at my axis for rotating. Let's say I want to use this point. So you see, so I can rotate it to where I want. Let's say I want it to be around here, maybe around there. Then I can come down and click right there. So it will ask you whether this suffix is okay. You can change your suffix, but I like leaving it there because it shows me exactly where it is coming from. So if you're okay with that and you're okay with the angle of rotation, you just click OK. So you can see now your A20, this is your A20. The second leg of your dart is there. And then your A15, which is the first leg of your dart, is there. So you can always form another dart from here to there and from here to there. This particular function, I can use it when I want to do shifting of darts. Use it in combination with the grouping. You can hide a particular dart, shift it to the next dart. I'm going to show you that when I start doing a video on how to, you know, manipulate darts in Simili 2D. You need to use some, tips and tricks when it comes to manipulating darts on Simili 2D, unlike other CAD pattern drafting softwares that is automatic. But with Simili 2D, you have to use some little tips and tricks to be able to manipulate your darts. So that is it for this particular one. Let's go to the next one. Let me remove this one. So let's go to this is mirroring by line. Now this mirroring objects by line, for me, it plays the same function like mirroring objects by axis. And I've not seen any big difference, in the two. Whatever you can do with this, you can also use this to do, as I'm going to demonstrate it for you. So mirroring objects simply means just mirror what you want to mirror. You can mirror a sleeve, you can mirror this one, you can mirror this line, whatever you want to mirror, just like it will appear opposite to it. So that's just what this can be used for. So let me just illustrate how you can use this. So once you click on it, so let's say I want to mirror the whole of this, my pattern. So what I will do, I'll start here. Remember, most times when it comes to Simili 2D, whatever you're doing, you go clockwise. clockwise. So let's say I start from here. And if you want to mirror more than one thing, one line or one point, you hold your control key, and then maybe I will go to 21. I'll now come to 20. I'll now go to 18. I'll now go to 17. I'll pick up this curve. I'll now go to 18. I'll now go to 11. And I will now go to pick up this curve, and then I will go to 4. And then I will hit enter. And then I need to pick my rotation point. And let's say I pick this. So you see now, you see, you see all the points are there. So I'll pick from this A1. I want it to be stop right here. So you see, and then it is going to ask you, should all your suffix be underscore A1? I'll say yes, because all my points are A. So I'll know that whatever is before the underscore A1 is where I'm supposed to join my point. So I'll click on OK. So you see, so very easily you can now join, see A11, A1, that is the A11, opposite it. See your A8, A1, that is the A8, A1, that has been mirrored here. So all you have to do is to use the line curve, do this, use the line joining point, join this, do your that, and then join here. And you have a complete mirror of this. Now this is particular, let me show it to you so that if you just go to here, click on this, you can now join this to this. You can see. Click on the line again. You can now join this to this. And this one we need a curve. We can go to the curve, then we can click on this, and we can join this to this to this to this, and then we can adjust it. Click on enter. Then we can adjust it the way we want to make it look okay and nice. Adjust this one. Good, and then we can now use the line again, and then we can draw our dots from here. Use the line again and draw the dots from here. So you begin to see, so essentially you just create a mirror of this. And with this kind of, tool, you can do a style. There are some styles that you need to use both sides. Maybe if you're doing a double breasted style, where you need both sides of your pattern to be able to create that double breast, you know. So that is when, or you need something that you need from this, that to form, to join a that here. There's a lot of styles, that you can create using both sides of your pattern. So that is where this particular, either of them. So when it comes to this, it's the same thing. Exactly what I did, you can do it to get the same effect. So you can either use this or this. So let's go to this one. Now let me remove all of this. Let me go to edit and just undo everything. Let's undo everything so that I can show you the last two tools, and then we'll be done. That's the problem with the so I think everything is gone. Let me fix. So now the next tool is this one, moving points. With this one, you can just shift the whole of this point to whichever direction you want. Now, this is particularly useful. If I had the back part of this, you see how useful it is, especially if you want to, let me remove this a little. If you want to create a Reagan sleeve, if you want to create a Reagan sleeve, you have to bring your back part, turn it over so that the two hands are joined like so. like so. Unfortunately, I don't have the back part, so you may not really get what I'm talking about. But let me show you how this works so that you get what I'm talking about. For instance, if you click on it and you highlight everything here, and then you click on enter, you see, it comes with a line and then it gives you, see all your points for this pattern. As you can see here, see the neck, see the arm, the armhole curve and all that. Now, if I just click and stop, it gives me a line that I can use to rotate this anywhere in whatever direction I want. In whatever direction I want, you know. So let me just let me show you something. Let me do it again. Highlight, click on enter. Let's say this was here. You can do it any direction. Let's say this was here and I click and I wanted to rotate it such that you begin to get the picture, sha. If it was the back part, there's a way I'll put the point so that when I rotate it, the shoulders will join. And with that, I will be able to do a Regan sleeve. But I can't do it because they are both front parts. You might not appreciate what I'm talking about, but just to let you know that you can rotate your pattern piece to meet the other pattern piece, then you can do whatever you want with it. So let me just remove it. And once you click it on a certain spot, once you've gotten your spot, you can change the angles, you can change the length. How far away do you want this pattern to be from the first original pattern? You can change the rotating angle also. So that's it. So that is it. The very last tool here I'm going to show you is, the very last tool I want to show you is this particular tool. This is what we use to true your darts. Once you've done your darts, you know that darts are not normally straight like that. When you're doing manual darts, you need to true it so that when you're sewing it together, it will stand well, you know, together. And to do that, once you hit on this is the only dart we have on this pattern. So the very first thing you need to do is to highlight where is this dart sitting on, which line is it sitting on? And it's sitting on line 18 to line A to 18. That is where it is sitting on. So you highlight that first. Then you're going to come and highlight the legs of the dart. So the legs of the dart is from 20 to 21, and it's also from 21 to 15. You see? You see the way it has drawn the dart for you. Exactly. It has drawn the dart for you. So that is it. And you see some points here. These points are very important because that is what you're going to use. Because if you click outside of it, you can't see the darts again. You can't see it again once you click outside of it. So you need to go back and click to be able to see the lines and know the points. So that once you get the point, you can now draw your lines to form that dart. And that is the line you're going to follow when you're extracting your pattern. So that is how it is. You want to use that particular tool to do your that. So I'm undoing everything. So undo it. Okay. So the very last one, this one. This one you use it if you want to download or save this pattern as it is. So you just want to save it as it is. So maybe you just want to, use it like that for something else, or you want to take it to another system. That is all that is used for, this particular one. That is what you use it for. To download your that just as it is, so with all the arrows and everything. It will save it for you as a PDF. So that is all about the operations tool. You can say that it's very interesting. You can do a lot with it. When we start drafting our patterns, you'll see how that really works. When we start drafting different styles, you'll see we begin to appreciate this operations tool part of Simly 2D. So with that, I've come to this particular episode 4 of Simly 2D pattern drafting tools. So I would like you to stay tuned to episode 5, where we are going to be talking about pieces. You're going to learn how to extract your pieces. You're going to learn a lot of things in this particular section. You're going to learn a lot of things in this pieces section because it's very important. I mean, there is no need, it doesn't make sense for you to finish drafting your patterns and then you don't know how to, extract it, or how you're going to print it out, and how you're going to lay it out, and how you can actually use it to sew, because you need to be able to know how to extract it, how to, form a PDF pattern of your patterns, how you can print it out, and then ready for you to put it together, cut it on your dress, and sew it. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for episode 5.